Sorry about that. I will get better at this eventually. Eventually. No guarantees right away. All right, so start over. Bitcoin doing really well. We like that. I understand. Here's the thing. We are like so close to breaking out to a new all-time high in Bitcoin. It's not a big deal if miners and MicroStrategy aren't up today. It's going to be okay. Okay? I posted about this. Everybody asks these questions. Drives me batshit crazy, honestly. It's okay. It's going to be fine. This stuff happens. I don't know if I posted anything particular about this. Let me see. I actually do have one, but I didn't bookmark it. But it's going to be all right. Take a walk. Take a walk. Do something nice. Get out and exercise. It all comes around. Yeah, before 1 billion people ask the same question, it's perfectly normal for Bitcoin to run while the others lag. At the time, people told me, oh, well, MicroStrategy actually ran first. Yeah, I don't care. Again, it's like the chicken and the egg. They're just going to jockey back and forth the whole way up, but it's perfectly normal to have a pause. So just chill, relax, enjoy the ride. It's coming. We're getting a nice little telegraph here that it's time to go a lot higher. Okay? We don't hate 73,000. We're dropping at the end of the day. That's okay. I think markets are generally doing that. If we actually, let's pull up the heat map real quick here on the stock market. So this was doing decently. I mean, again, it's kind of wobbled all over the place. It was really rough this morning, but it's been coming back around. Utilities not doing well. Energy and minerals, consumer durables, just a bunch of stuff not executing well. Big tech doing really good. The Magnificent Seven minus Tesla doing really good today, but we can't be mad about Tesla either, can we? Can we really be mad about Tesla? I mean, let's just look at what Tesla has done for us. So it was over here on October 21st. Now it's up here, right? So we're going to be all right. It's 211, 260-ish right now, perfectly back testing this peak in volume and sitting above it. We've still got about 30 minutes to close, but I would assume that we'd make that. And this is a nice launch pad to go a lot freaking higher, okay? A lot higher. Cody said, thanks for the update, Holmes. I don't know if that's me or somebody else named Holmes. But if it is, thank you. Otherwise, thank you, Holmes. Justin says, it's honestly insane how often people freak out about miners being down 1 to 3%. Just like chill. Dude, they've literally done so well. Right? They've done well. Let's just do this real quick. This is a little exercise of patience. Okay? We're gonna move this over here. We're just gonna look at something. Oh, I hate this. I can't actually. Oh, fucking annoying. One sec. I gotta move this down here. Hopefully, click on this. You son of a bitch. I hate this thing so much. All right, so I can't get all these miners, okay? But I'm going to get most of them. I could maybe, like, rotate this a little bit, too. But I want to show you something. I want to go back. I think there's a weekly on here. I want to look at this timeline. Let's see. Did we get them all? Pretty close. So we got a month. Okay, let's look at a month. So how bad has it been? How rough has it been for us, guys? How painful has the last month been? Can we bear it? MicroStrategy. Oh, not even 50% up. Not even 50%. Riot, only 46.5%, guys. Cry, now. Wolf, 46.35. That's even worse. Cypher, almost 42%, not 42%. 38 for HUD. CleanSpark lagging at 31%. Bit Digital only 27. Iron only 26.5. It's been rough. The only thing that really sucked was Bitfarms, and Bitfarms is the one taking off the most right now. This is just the way it works. They all just jockey back and forth. It doesn't matter. All these horses are going to end up really far. Some will do better than others. The smaller caps will probably do the best. A bunch will die in the bear market. We don't fucking care. We're going to make much money either way because we're going to get out of here earlier, okay? So it's all good. It's all good in the hood. You don't have anything to worry about. We have a long way to go, okay? So let's be happy. Let's enjoy the ride. Real quickly here, I want to go back over. CNBC was like bugging out. I don't know what the problem is there. I'm going to pull up the full watch list. Also, it's just been a good day. The NASDAQ was up. Really, the rest was pretty flat. So we're probably going to have a pretty good fear and greed index. We're just getting a nice little steady, like, chill out before we go further. Look at this. In cryptos, Doge doing good. Optimism doing good. Ethereum doing good. Injective doing good. A lot of layer 2 solutions for Ethereum doing good right now. Say doing good. Bonk doing good, Arbitrum doing good, Render doing good, everything doing good, okay? All the cryptos doing good. If we look over here, out on top of the performance, look at this, Aurora. I'm pretty sure I own that shitcoin, and it's doing good. Sui's doing good. I own Maple. Oh, yeah, these are all mine, actually. This is my favorites list. That makes sense. So I own all this trash. Look at it. Pretty good day, right? So all in all, I'm going to vote with today's a good day. Fear and greed index. We've got a 61. That's a good number. Nice and close to neutral. Tomorrow it could be neutral. I don't know. Ain't going to be that much higher. So that's pretty good too. We're going to look over here at the CME. I want to see if it updated because we got some data earlier in the day. I'll just real quickly rehash and summarize what that is super fast. And then we'll go on to other news. So we did increase on 25 bips. Now we're at almost 99% for November. So all those intelligent bankers that were like meeting from all across the world in the Middle East or someplace who are talking about only 25 bips. It looks like we're guaranteed 25 in the next one, fools. And then in December, we're at almost 75% chance of getting another 25, which means the guy in his basement is going to be more right than a bunch of bankers meeting from across the world. Isn't that funny? Isn't it funny how I can be more right than these people that are supposed to be just so impressive? I think it says more about them than it does about me. All right. So real quickly here, let's just roll through the list. Consumer confidence in Germany, not good. Still really bad. Really bad. Look at Germany. So bad. So bad. Look at this. This was the great financial crisis. This is now since the pandemic. Germany is fucked. If you live in Germany, move or vote in better leadership. Let's go down the hill. All right, we got goods trade balance. Sucks. We need to get Trump in office so that he starts getting things made here so we can improve this number. Retail inventories, wholesale inventories, who cares? Pretty boring. Redbook year over year, good. It's good. Retail sales are good for at least the top, 80, 90% of retailers. The Schiller Home Price Index and the Home House Price Index, I mean, they're staying strong, probably because Berkshire Hathaway and BlackRock and all these big companies keep buying all the houses so that you can't get one later on. That's cool. We should probably pass some laws against that. Jolt's job openings, they were down lower than expected. They're probably all right. I don't think it's a big deal. But I would say I'd like to find a base here because this is a pretty steep decline. So we probably want, if we get a bunch of like illegal immigrants out of the country, especially the really bad ones, not the decent people, but the bad ones, if we get them out, we could probably help that number overnight. Even though they're probably not working a lot, the really bad ones. They're probably just committing crimes. Probably like California, Colorado, New York, all the fun places. Anyway, I digress. Let's move on. Consumer confidence. The best consumer confidence in four years. 4 years. Does that seem like a recession? When everybody's getting excited? Think what happens when Trump gets elected. Slim Shady, I'm sorry, bro. It's a beautiful place. I love Germany, dude. I love the beer gardens. I've only been to Munich, but it was beautiful. I think it was like one of the cities that didn't get bombed heavily during the war. So it's really cool, man. I love Germany. I think there's a lot of I don't know. You guys got to turn shit around. You need help. Hopefully getting Trump in office will help you too. Dallas Fed Services were good. Better than expected for the Dallas Fed Services Index. It was a 2 where they thought it was going to be a negative 2.5. Awesome. I predicted that one earlier today too, and it worked out. Revenue was down a little bit lower than forecast, but again, headed in the right direction and not a number we dislike at all. That was pretty much it there. Consumer confidence, probably the big deal, right? Consumer confidence. Bitcoin going up like crazy. China. We should talk about China. Why not talk about China? China, $1.4 trillion in stimulus. That's what they're talking about. Are they going to do it? Fuck, I don't know. Does it really matter? Probably not. Is it great for global liquidity and capital outflows from China into gold and Bitcoin? Heck yeah, it is. And we like that. We don't hate that at all, okay? What is this, more voter fraud issues? Good times, good times. I can't believe that Democrats want to keep people from monitoring drop boxes. What is the justification for not wanting a camera to ensure that you know who is touching the drop box and what they're doing to it? How can you justify that in any way? Can anybody please tell me? How do you justify not wanting to ensure security for an election for the people who run your country? Can somebody please tell me in chat? Give me a really good argument for that. I would love to hear it. Actually, I'll probably block you because you're an idiot. But I'd love to hear your argument first. All right. Let's keep going. What was I doing? I had a plan. I think I had a plan. Oh, you know what? Let's look at this too. So let's just roll through the list. The SPY, up 0.35%. Seems pretty good. It was down earlier. Now it's not. We like that. NASDAQ blowing it away, 1.15%. That is a beautiful thing. I think a lot of that was probably helped by NVIDIA and a few others. The Russell. If I'm missing news, guys, throw it out. I've been pretty busy today. I was hiking and shit. So, rumor has it, TradeFi is down. Fidelity, James from Invest answers. Rumor has it, TradeFi is down. What do you mean by TradeFi is down? At like hashtag Fidelity, like their stuff is down? Their exchange? If you could clarify that comment, Dennis, I would appreciate it. Thank you very much. Bruno Mayer says, new all-time highs and CleanSpark down 2%. Again, this is all a part of the process. Please to God, work with me. Please to God, work with me and understand how this stuff works, because I hate having to explain it all the time. I've been doing it for so many years. If you guys can educate each other, that would be amazing. That's why I love the Discord. There is, how many? 853 people here? Something like that? I don't know anymore. Yeah, 853. You guys are awesome. You guys figure out so much shit on your own. I love it. I really appreciate it. You guys take care of each other. It's wonderful. Thank you. Also, if you could like this post, put a little comment. Maybe a little comments for 17.5x. Throw that out there. And then I'll do a little add a highlight or something. You got to self-promote. Fake it until you make it. That's what I say. Let's do one of these. Boom. All right. What were we doing? What were we looking at a second ago? Oh, yeah. The Russell. Let's keep going down the line. Let's see how the dollar's doing today. The dollar actually started to retrace. I love that. It looks like it's actually starting to break down. I'd love to see the week actually close underneath this line to where we're only over it for a week. That would be a thing of beauty if that could happen. How is gold doing? Gold actually really strong still. Did we hit a new all-time high? Probably. I mean, it makes sense. Bitcoin's hitting all-time highs. Gold is doing the last leg of its journey because it front-ran all of this, right? So it's finishing up right now, up 45% in 13 years. Congratulations, gold. You are not the shittiest asset to hold, but you're not a really good one. So congratulations to China on buying all this gold. You know India's up in there too. You Indians, you love gold. It's just a weird thing. It's cultural, man. It totally is. It's like, you ever watch Bollywood? You know they love their gold. At least the majority of them. All right, let's keep going. What else we got? Oil. Oil, that's a thing. Oil dropping. $67. Who could have predicted that this rising, broadening wedge, this trumpet pattern would break down and we would start to go further into the abyss? I don't think anybody could have foresaw such a thing. But I do think it's going to keep happening. And I think we're going to the 50s. When Trump gets elected, we'll be in the 50s like it's nothing. And think about what that does, the positive impact that has on the economy and spending for the lower demographic out of the gate of his presidency. Think about that. It's probably something to think about. Just saying. Jesse, how do you join the Discord? That's a great question. I would join like this. To macro. I would join like that. I would use that link right there. That should get you there. It's like $5. And since you're going through that, we get like $4.97 out of that. So they only get 3 cents a sign up. It's very lucrative for us in the channel. So appreciate you, sir. Hopefully you get a lot of value out of it. I got a lot of work to do there. I'm not going to lie. A lot of work. Perik Sheath says, I don't understand. Try convincing, but is purely cultural thing. Don't understand what? I'm from India, and it is so true. Yeah, dude, people love gold. I don't really like the look of it, but that would be like sacrilege. You would probably get punched in the face if you said that in India. I like silver. I like platinum stuff better, but yeah, whew, people love their gold. I don't know. I prefer silver, actually. And you get a greater return for it, too. How is the silver market doing? Let's actually hop over there real quick. India, that's a place I want to go to. I have a friend who went there. He had to spin up like some call center support type groups that were there. Isn't that just like a total stereotype? But he did. And he loved it. He just loved how different the culture was and how I don't think he'd ever really been to like a, can't call it third world. This was years ago, but like second world, something like developing nation, not quite to the US yet or China, but ramping. and it was just such a shock. It is so loud. It's so busy. I think he was in Mumbai. So is it Mumbai? I don't know. All right, keep going. Keep going. Silver, 2.34. So again, why wouldn't you want the multiplier? You know what I mean? Like if you're doing it, do it right. This thing was at $17. It's doubled. That sounds like a better return. What's the return on this thing from back in the Stone Ages? Let's look real quick here, and then we'll move on to better topics. Actually, gold has outperformed it. Huh? Wow. All right. I guess I like the look of silver, but maybe not the better investment. Maybe just stick with Bitcoin. All right, MB says, Jesse, can you comment on Mike Alfred seeing a similar odd price action in a lot of unrelated stocks in the Russell 2000, including miners? Someone is probably moving a lot of money at the index level. I guess I don't know what that means. Did Mike Alfred say something more specific? I mean, I don't know. There's probably a lot of people moving their money around. There's a lot of people confused about what's happening next. I'm not one of them. At least I don't think. Seeing similar odd price action in a lot of unrelated, well, that's really not descriptive. No, I shouldn't say it like that. Any details at all? It's like I could pull out a magic 8-ball and be like, what do you see? And it could be like, ooh, mysterious. And then I could say that, but I don't know if there's any validity to it. I do like Mike Alfred. I just don't know what the fuck he's talking about. All right, let's take a look here. So maybe bullish for Tesla. I think Tesla's going to do great. Unknown. Michael Howell says global liquidity growth has slowed through October, but he also says there are signs that PBOC liquidity injections are restarting. Yes, we know about that 1.4 trillion. That was a point. I had a point. I knew it. You brought me back. You brought me back. Thank you, unknown person. Breaking. China is about to approve a $1.4 trillion fiscal stimulus package. People's Bank of China liquidity injections. This is interesting. Quentin's got a slide specific to China. You could see that similar pattern that you see from Michael Howell's work. I might be able to pull that up real quick. I don't know. I don't think he totally hates me if I show a little bit of his work. Just give you guys a nugget. I probably helped more people come to his Substack than I have taken his work and shared it. So let's just take a look. So he's got weekly global liquidity. There's a lot in here, guys. It's so smart. I've been cheating lately. I can take Speechify, summarize the content of his work, and there's so much to it. I can summarize the content of his work and have the AI like basically chop it down into like a couple of minutes worth of text. It's so cool. But let's see what he says here. We'll just go through.
Global Liquidity Watch Weekly Update. Global liquidity growth is faltering. Share this post with a friend. Global liquidity growth has slowed through October. A combination of weaker central bank liquidity growth, a wobble in bond markets' collateral values, and a sharp pickup in bond market volatility has halted the expansion which started in July. Bond markets remain under pressure and volatility is high. Encouragingly, there are signs that PBOC liquidity injections are restarting and Fed liquidity has stabilized. Watch this space. A typical liquidity cycle lasts 5 to 6 years from trough to trough, and, based on the October 2022 low point, we are roughly a third of the way through the current cycle. As evidenced in the charts below, liquidity growth dipped sharply in second quarter 2024. This was largely due to central bank tightening. July marked the start of a turnaround, led by rising collateral bond values and further supported by a rising collateral multiplier. October, though, has seen a wobble in collateral bond values and a...
So you can see this is actually like a lot. The important thing to note is, yes, we did see a little bit of a dip in global liquidity, but again, we're getting ready to see China juice markets. We're getting ready to finish an election here and get certainty in the United States. And then we're going to see energy prices plummeting out of the gate because of the initiatives that are going to be put forth. And then you're going to see pro-growth. You're going to see, we're going to have such a massive melt up. All I worry about is a meltdown because we melt up too much. My biggest concern is that we do too well in the next 6 months. That's the kind of concern you want to have in the investing world. Just saying. Okay? I won't go through all of this. This is his work. Okay? If you want it, it's a good read. You probably want an AI to explain it to you if you don't know a lot about the world. He's got over 90 metrics that he follows to be able to ascertain his thought and thesis on global liquidity. He's probably one of the most renowned out there. He wrote this book called Capital Wars that I love so much that I have it over here. And yeah, so he's a brilliant guy, but I'm not going to share all of his work. But I do agree. I think he's right. He's 100% right. I didn't want to spook you guys because this isn't his first article talking about this. He actually had something earlier in the week too, talking about a temporary slowdown in activity, but I didn't want to share it with you because I didn't want to spook people out of the market when it's not the right time. So there's times where I have to think about what I want to share with you, because if I share too much positivity or too much negativity, then I'm giving you all the information, but I might be confusing you on what you should be doing with the information. So when I share content, I'm trying to be thoughtful on, this is definitely good stuff to know, or this could cause people to make the wrong decisions for their portfolio. And again, this is my thought process behind it. I'm not a financial advisor. I do my own thing. I don't give financial advice, but I am trying to craft content to make it to where you guys feel the way that you're supposed to feel when you're supposed to feel it. So just to be clear, that's my goal, okay? So I don't always share things from Michael Howell or other content because I don't want to be a drone. I want to give you my impression of the world. That's where I think I provide value. Anyway, moving on. Let's keep going here. So yeah, China, liquidity, stuff going up. So we got a couple themes, right? Oil going down. We've got crypto booming. We've got Bitcoin booming. We've got the dollar just kind of meh. We should actually take a look. I shouldn't say that. Let's go over to bonds real quick. We'll jump over to the dollar. We got a lot to do. So again, the bond market, it had that second impulse of volatility, but I'll just say this, okay? I think that, let's see, what is the actual monthly? The monthly is going to be in a couple of days. It's probably going to be high. I think that this thing's going to cap out and it's going to start going down. It went higher than I thought it was going to. I didn't think it was going to break this. I was wrong. I'll be wrong for small periods of time. There is no way to be right all the time. If you guys think I'm like Jesus reincarnated, I am certainly not. I am no prophet. But yeah, so I wish this one would update. I do not understand why this is just broken. I'm going to refresh it and why it won't let me save it. So I should be able to get rid of this. I should be able to do this. And then I should be able to hit save. And it's like the chart's broken. I'm just going to have to delete it and go back. So annoying. But here's the good thing. I was right about the 2-year at least. It started to come back down. We like that. We don't hate it. Let's go to the 10-year real quick and see what we got over here. All right, 10-year down 0.37. I love that, right? We drew this little line over here showing how, I mean, you could draw it in a couple of different places, but really you could pull it a little bit lower. But again, support, rejection zones, support zones, couldn't quite get to it, resistance zones, trying to break above it, but I don't think it can break above it. I think it's going to be resistance still. These are very odd times where you have bond yields climbing like this, and you have such a disparity between what people think is going to happen in the stock markets and the smart money, which is the bond market. But I will make an argument: the smart money was not too fucking smart when they went from a 10-year, what was this, all the way down, like just massive plummets in these things. The 2-year is another example of that. But well, here, let's just look at this. Let's look even better. We should look at TLT. Why am I not pulling that up? This is the one to look at. I would argue that during the largest bond rout and in the history of this country, going back to the 1700s, that the smart money was not smart all the way through here, because their 60-40 portfolio butchered a lot of really good people. And these people, I mean, again, this was supposed to be your safety net, and you lost 54% on it. Should you really be listening to these guys, these financial advisors? Should you listen to them? Glassnode, Scarlett Johansson. Wow, you guys got some wide variety of topics. Parikshith. Parikshith. God, I suck at names, man. I got to get better. Can't post clickable link. Okay, that I told you that we can't do that. DC 2023. I was in a live space with Grant Cardone. He mentioned about 3x leverage MSTR. It just came out a few days. No, yeah. There's a few of those. I don't love it. I think that's a lot of theta. I'm happy doubling it. Now, don't get me wrong. If for some reason these things become like if MSTR gets really beat up because Michael Saylor does a sale, then maybe MSTU or one of these 3x plays becomes interesting. But I would wait for Saylor to dump before doing that. The Discord link doesn't work. Well, maybe I typed it wrong. wap.com/micro. Now, you're talking about the sign up, right? Like this one? Are you talking about this one? Because let me look real quick here. Oh, you're right. Why doesn't it work? wap.com micro to macro. That's weird. I don't know why that doesn't work. It should work. It needs lowercase. Are you sure? All right, let me try it again. I guess I've never really paid attention. /micro to macro. Let me try it that way. Really? Case specific. Weird. All right, well, that's dumb. That's pretty dumb. I don't know why that's that way, but whatever. Okay. But yeah, so again, maybe TLT is a hedge in the future, but I feel bad for people that listen to these idiots that are smart money talking about bonds. But yeah, I try and craft messages to where I'm hopefully steering you guys in the right direction without being a financial advisor that would do something like that. Does that make sense? Parikshith, true. On great reason to buy Tesla is skip dealership. I own a Model 3 and it was a great just to do it online. I love everything about Tesla. 2 a.m. What's the best way to avoid all these short-term capital gains? You invest in IRAs. So the day trading, everything I'm doing when I'm going in and out of these things, these vehicles, is IRAs or Roth IRAs. I've got two Roth IRAs and I've got 2 IRAs. Well, actually, I got a bunch more IRAs now across different companies, just to diversify, get the SPIC insurance. But I trade in that because you only have to pay taxes when you cash it out. I don't plan on doing that anytime soon, unless I absolutely have to. Have had to use it before. I've had off years where I didn't have income, and so I took the 10% fee and a very small amount of tax, and I probably paid less than most people pay in income tax on my IRA withdrawal. And then there was a time during COVID where I was exempt for like, I don't know, it was $100,000 I could withdraw from my IRA because of exemptions with COVID during that time. So it was nice to be able to utilize that to avoid taxes as well. Those are good ways to avoid short-term capital gains. Otherwise, my long-term investment accounts I hold for at least a year, so I don't have to pay short-term capital gains. That's something I recommend for everybody. You can on X, but YouTube doesn't let you. Oh, that was me. That was me responding there. That was me. Jesse, please review TNA, a Russell 2000 ETF. Any hints on leap calls if Trump wins? I don't know. I don't know. I don't like to do calls off of entire indices. It's not really my jam. TNA is just a small cap fund. It's going to mirror what we just showed in the Russell. I mean, it's no different, really. Right? Like that is just a small cap. I haven't looked at it in a while, but that's all it is, right? Let's go back here. TNA. Sounds wrong. Yeah, small cap, 3x bull. So I'm sorry. So there is a 3x multiplier. This thing's got probably a decent amount of theta decay. Anytime you're talking about 3x, you're rebalancing pretty hard. So I don't know. You would want to be in on this like when you really expect launch. Otherwise, it can take a while. Like it was a good investment right over here on August 5th when it was way down here at 32. If you rode from down there, you can let this play out for a while until it starts to really launch. And it could go up there. I mean, it could go to like the 70s, 80 range. So this thing could be nice. You care about earnings today, Jesse? After market? Not really. Not really. I mean, there's earnings happening. Right? Who's got earnings? Let's look here. We can take a look at some. I don't care. But yeah, I don't care too much myself. I do know, I think ADP, was ADP one of them doing today? I think so. That might be an interesting one. Or is that tomorrow? Oh, Google. Google, after hours. Visa. Those are all interesting. Yeah, I'm happy to read the cliff notes on those. I'll do that. We can look at some of them, though. Let's see how we can pull up Visa, AMD, Google. We can look at them in a second. The bell's about to end. Let's see if CNBC has come back yet. Bart says, thanks for everything you're doing. You are welcome, sir. And I'm happy to be a part of it. If I can help you guys in any way, that's my goal. So, we gotta real quickly. Gotta go back. Gotta hear the bell.
Makings of upward revisions from the likes of an Alphabet. $2 trillion companies actually do a lot toward contributing to that S&P 500 earnings expectation.
All right, well, we'll get all of that, obviously, in overtime. That report, NASDAQ's going to go out with a new closing high today, leading into that pivotal report, which happens in moments, into overtime with Morgan.
We're getting a report. We're getting a report. Definitely not a lord. Have you seen my options video? Here, I'll post it out just in case you haven't. I kind of talk a little bit. I mean, I show you I show you a couple of tools that you can use with, including the optionsprofitcalculator.com. If you haven't, you should be looking at that and using it and get familiar with it. Start small with options if you're new to it. But I do think my Option 101 video is probably a good one for you. If you haven't seen it, I probably need to make some kind of follow-up with any questions that you guys have. I'll throw it out here real quick, though. All right, let's see what we got over here. Today's overtime earnings. So we could probably just hang out here and listen to these guys talk about earnings. I don't really want to go in too deep. ABC 789 HODL. Hey, Jesse, I asked you about Ionic over a year ago, or SMTH. You didn't like it. Can you view the stock? I can, but it's going to be the same response. I think it sucks. I mean, I can keep telling you guys. I can tell you guys this over and over again if you'd like. Let me just pull it up here real quick. So it's nothing I would invest in. And again, if you guys want to have the same conversation every day, we can continue to. They burnt $37 million in their last quarter, and they made 11. That's my answer. So I don't care if the stock price is up. I'm not going to become a fan of something just because the stock price goes up and a lot of people are interested in it. That's never going to be me. Okay? AMD. If you want that, go somewhere else. Don't talk to me about it. I'm getting really tired of it.
Visa, Chipotle, Snap, Reddit, and many, many more. We will bring you
here, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. Yeah, guys, I'm not like the guy who just barrels into the stuff that everybody else is talking about. I'm never going to be that guy. I'm never going to be the guy looking for the next hot thing. Talk to other people about that. Let me see here. I am a pro, you son of a... Here, let me fix this real quick. I just got to log in. These morons. 1 second. Should probably get all this stuff under my LLC. Boo, boo, boo. There was a problem. Make America great again? Yes, let's do that. I think that's a good idea.
Doing rather than even buying back some stock, but we
Google
as
flying?
shareholders, long-term shareholders, prefer when they are indeed buying back
Good
stock.
job, Google.
But we do think it's a very good investment.
I honestly don't give a shit about Google, but I here's what I love. This makes stock market go up. All the if the big boys are making money, we're all making money because that stuff rolls over, right? We know this, especially when liquidity's pumping, and we got China talking about $1.4 trillion going into its economy because it's a sinking ship.
Investment. It's just
cloud
so
revenue
far
higher?
still an
Cool.
unproven one, which we're looking forward to see how it ends
Love
up
it,
panning
a
out. It does look
5%.
like it should
Oh,
end up
that's beautiful, guys. That's beautiful. This is going to help markets so much. Let me see if anybody's got any nice little notes on Goog. I don't want to listen to the conference call. I don't care about Google. I think it's a shitty company. That said, I'm glad they're making money. I just don't like them. I don't like what they represent. But I'm okay with people making money off of it. CEO sold almost 70,000 shares. That's not that much. That's really not that much money. Not really too much on here. Snap and Google. Snap is popping. Snap. Sweet. Is that like Snap on, or is that the social media thing? Let me pull it up. Let me take a look. You guys got me interested. Here, 1 sec. Let me get sound.
Fearful for and talking about, but the stock has underperformed heading into this report, so it doesn't take necessarily much of good news to get the stock higher. We'd also note that this Q3 reporting period is historically the best quarter for the stock in terms of its reaction to earnings. So
It's probably because CleanSpark is dead, Matt. I think all of the miners are dead, and you probably should divest from them. I'm joking. Please look at my posts in the earlier part of this conversation for that answer. It is a question that I absolutely loathe because I get it all the time. And if you guys could talk amongst yourselves when something like that comes up, that would be sweet. Because I hate this question.
I think
When you say the same thing over and over and over again for like years and years and years, it just becomes annoying. So anybody that can help with that, thank you.
These are better than expected results.
All right, fast forwarding. Snap is up. If Snap can be up, guys, if this shitty social media site is up, then the world is a beautiful place. All right, cool, man. Hey, I hope you make money off of it, ABC. I do. I am all about you making money off of it. Wherever you have your edge, it's just not my thing. All right, let me see here. Let me go back over. What am I doing? I keep jumping out of this. I should probably just stay in it for a minute.
Because it's where a lot of its AI cloud products lie, coming in slightly higher, actually. 10.9 was expected, coming in at $11.4 billion. So we will continue to look through this and bring you any commentary.
Yeah, so just for like the 1 millionth time today, because we didn't reach $1 billion yet, here is the miners. Here is a little chart that shows you how all the miners did today. Would you say CleanSpark did worse than Wolf or Iron or Cypher? I would say that it didn't. I would say the entire market was held back. Outside of Bitfarms, the worst performer of the last month out of this list, and Bitcoin, the king itself, and then Riot and Bit Digital, which have not done well either, right? And MicroStrategy just pumps all the time. That's all we know. So, again, they take turns performing. Don't worry every day if your miner isn't at the top. It doesn't fucking matter. They all go up. Okay? Can we remember that? Thank you, guys. I love you. All right. Appreciate it. Bye-bye. Let's go back over here.
All right. Deirdre, thank you. All right. Paul, I want to get your reaction to that. Ad revenue, slightly better than expected.
No, you totally want to sell, Fabio. Is there any legitimate reason to hold BTC miners and never sell instead of timing the cycles? Miners will utterly destroy you. They could drop to zero. A bunch of them will fail. No, you don't want to hold them. You want to get rid of them. Definitely. Definitely. Do not hold. Do not hold. I should actually, that's a good idea for a video, just showing the cycle and how it's impactful to miners. I'll try and remember to make that, and I'll let you know when it's out.
Looks like a strong
Probably not right away. I got a list of videos I got to do.
YouTube revenue number, and then of course cloud 11.4 billion.
This is good though,
or
guys.
just
This is
shy
good.
of 11.4 billion, which is also better than expectations, and looks like it might potentially be a
Yeah, Bitcoin could cool off. I don't know, man. With this liquidity thing going on, Bitcoin could just keep going up. But you're right. It should cool off. It's already doing really, really well this cycle. And but with global liquidity picking up, this doesn't look like it's cooling off, bro. This is the weekly candle. We're getting ready to have the best weekly candle ever in Bitcoin's history. Does that look like it's cooling off? What about the monthly? Best monthly candle in Bitcoin's history is about to happen. Don't get me wrong. Could we take a little break before the election? Hell yeah. Should we? Probably. Are we going to? I don't actually know. I don't think it's going to. I think it can just keep going. That's my take. Now, if it cools off, though, are we going to be worried about it? No, we're not. Because we care about what's coming in front of us in the months and quarters and year ahead. And it's all beautiful. So we don't care. Daniel Dibb, Rex was talking about hodling past the cycle. He's insane. I love Rex, but don't fucking listen to him about that. Okay? Don't. I don't care what he has to say. He must. Yeah, I hate that idea. I think that's a horrible idea. Because here's what you're doing. You're betting. Reddit's up 15%. What the heck? Reddit. If Reddit's up 15%, we're going to make so much money, guys. But yeah, you don't want to do that because here's what you're expecting. If Rex is saying that, and I don't know, he might have to come on here and we might have to have a talk because that sounds irresponsible to me. But he also is like a pretty reasonable person. So maybe he's got some justification for it that I just can't grasp right now. But I think that's completely irresponsible. If you look at what happened to CleanSpark last time, if you look at any of the miners throughout the previous cycles, of which I was a Bitcoin miner in 2017, 18, and 19. I had a fucking warehouse. So I know this from personal experience, right? Spent over $100,000 on equipment alone. And then Innovix is up 20%. So like everything's just taking off, guys. This is great. But, and then last cycle, I was heavily invested in miners. And then this cycle, I was leveraged into them when CleanSpark was in the dollars, okay? I'm all about this stuff, and I've done it for many, many years, since 2017, but I would in no way recommend that people hold them. And I don't know, Rex needs to justify that. He needs to tell me why. If you guys have a good video, you let me know. But yeah, I need a whole bunch more. Visa beats. We are going to make so much money. So much money.
A share versus the $2.58 estimate. Revenue of $9.62 billion also beats the $9.49 billion estimate.
Yes, Albert.
Payments volume grew 8%. And
here's the deal, guys. I will tell you based on a ton of different metrics. Somebody was asking about Glassnode. I haven't pulled anything up over there. I don't have a lot to add right now. I do have a membership with them. We will look at that data when it becomes more applicable, when I think we're getting closer to tops, whether they're local tops over like a 6-month period or whether they're tops. I will pass that information on to you, but I'll send out signals and tell you what I'm doing. That's the best I can do. And what you guys do with your own money is up to you. I would not hold. I would put that money into Bitcoin. If you really have faith, just put it into Bitcoin. Bitcoin will fare a lot better than the miners. The miners is a dogfight. That is why CleanSpark is trying to be at the top, because it wants to be the dog on the top of the hill, just biting everything that's around it, and it wants to stay up there. Because the ones that aren't up there, a decent amount of them die, okay? You don't want to be the smallest. You want to have capital. You want to be able to play with it. You want to be selling your Bitcoin as you're a miner at the top. And that way you have tons of capital that you can slowly deploy over time while also diluting shares in the bear market. I'm all about diluting shares at the bottom too, and then buying Bitcoin with it like a MicroStrategy play. Why wouldn't you hybrid that shit? Why wouldn't you try and be like MicroStrategy and be buying Bitcoin at the bottom and try and time? Because miners, if you're not good at timing cycles, guys, you shouldn't be a fucking Bitcoin miner, okay? It's one of the only things that Mara is good at, is buying Bitcoin at the bottom, selling it up near the top. They're actually a shitty miner. But Fred Thiel is smart enough to do stuff like that and to try and diversify. I don't know if the diversification's working for him, but he's good with his timing. And that's what has caused them to have the largest Bitcoin holding out of any publicly traded Bitcoin miner. So I think you should be smart with your timing if you're a Bitcoin miner. But yeah, don't hold them. Don't hold them. Anyway, that's my rant. I'm done now. This is looking pretty good. Unless you're Chipotle. I think
we'll
Chipotle
be
was down.
About an hour for any mention of those or
this is looking good though, guys.
1,400 job. That's up from 29.7% in the third quarter of 2023. The company.
I don't think any of this matters.
Yeah, in just a few moments.
Again,
Kate.
McDonald's kind of had it rough too. I don't think that matters though either, guys. I don't think any of this stuff matters. I think the quarter continues to look good. Sure, we've had revisions lower across a bunch of companies, but we're beating expectations. We're still seeing growth, and we're getting ready to elect somebody who's pro-growth. It's a beautiful world. It's a beautiful world. Albert, Ariel, you will hate yourself for not selling for a massive profit. Yes, agreed. Kevin, when does the cycle end? When does the cycle end? Timing is hard to tell you. Price range is easier. So I'm not worried about it until at least 150,000 on Bitcoin. Okay. And I can tell you based upon historical trends over long periods of time, we have something called, I call it my BLX indicator. This is Bitcoin back in the day. Okay. So this is the way back. Let's just pull this up real quick here. So this is the time machine, right? This gives us a view into Bitcoin's history since close to its inception. There's Mount Gox shit on here, okay? I need to figure out how to shrink these. Do you guys know how to shrink these when you scale this much? Because again, I'm going monthly. It's a huge time frame, but they don't scale right, and I don't know how to fix it. If you guys know how to fix it, let me know. But I'll do this. I'll get rid of, what can I get rid of? Hide indicators, hide positions, hide drawings. Well, I mean, that's like everything. Whatever. So anyway, you can see each cycle on Bitcoin's history, and what this is they're trend-based fib extensions. And you can see the top over here was around the .786. You can see the top over here was just before the .786. You could see the top over here. Is that the .786? Yeah, the .786. What was the top over here? Was it the .786? I can't see anything. It wasn't quite there. It was underneath, right? This is one where we got neutered, okay? This is one where we got neutered because they raised rates at the most aggressive rate in history. Otherwise, I think it would have been close to the .786. I think we probably would have hit 100,000, right? Well, now the .786 isn't until 170-ish. It's a little bit off on this one. But again, so that 150-ish range right under here, under the .786, that's a pretty good top in a regular cycle. Now, I do believe that this one has so many multipliers behind it, like the ETF, like global liquidity going through the roof, like China failing and falling apart, like the exceptionalism of the United States of America building up into this massive climax that's going to be all up in your face in a good way. And I think it's going higher, right? I think we could actually even get into the 280s, and I've represented that in other charts as well. So that's my thesis there, but 150 is a really good number. And always pay attention to the base asset and then see where your lower assets, your multipliers, like the miners and like MicroStrategies are sitting. And you don't, by the time you're getting up in those levels, you want to be out. You want to be out, in my opinion, in multipliers. You want to be out of options. You want to be out of miners. You want to be out of altcoins or getting close. Like, you know, if the wave is still riding and we don't have a lot of indicators from Glassnode, CryptoQuant, and other things that I've showed you that do a great job of showing the tops and the cycles, if we don't have those things flipping, then you can ride them a little bit longer and, you know, just sell a little bit slower. But either way, you want to get yourself to safety. You want to lock in those multipliers. You can always revert back to Bitcoin, but at least you'll have a less of a downside drop. So, and there's so many other things you can invest in. I hope that answers that question. Let me go over here. I'm gonna hit the restroom real quick. I'm gonna play this out for a second, and then I'll be right back, and then we can continue on. If you guys have any tickers you want me to look at, throw them out, okay?
Thank you. Shares are bouncing around, down about 3.5% right now. We've got Snap earnings out. Julia is back with those numbers. Julia.
Hey, I'm gonna go to live. Snaps. I'm gonna go to live. So you got, well, that sucks. Let me go. We'll go back a little bit. Let me see. Is it coming back?
In due respects, it's been
by just under
we'll
2%, and we will have interim CEO Scott Boatwright joining us for a First on CNBC interview very shortly to go over the quarter. Morgan, back over to you.
Yeah, in just a few moments. Kate, thank you. Shares are bouncing around, down about 3.5% right now. We've got Snap earnings out. Julia is back with those numbers. Julia.
Hey, Morgan. Snap's third quarter results beating expectations from the top and bottom line, reporting 8 cents in earnings per share, 3 cents ahead of estimates. Revenue of $1.37 billion, just a hair ahead of estimates of $1.36 billion. Global daily active users of 443 million was 2 million ahead of estimates, and average revenue per user of $3.10, a penny better than expected. But we see shares are down about 2.5% in after-hours trading, and that might be on the guidance here. The company guiding to fourth quarter revenue between $1.51 and $1.56 billion. That's mostly below the analyst consensus estimate of $1.56 billion.
Right, let's see if we're
fourth
caught up
quarter
yet.
Adjusted
numbers look good. AMD,
AMD misses, throttling the
EPS.
semi run today. You know what? AMD sucks. I don't really know. Let's listen to them real quick, though.
In line at 92 cents a share. Revenue at $6.82 billion. The street was looking for $6.7 billion. We do have comments here from CEO Lisa Su. She talks about how they delivered strong third quarter results, led by higher sales of its EPYC and Instinct data center products and robust demand for Ryzen PC processors. We'll look for some numbers on the earnings call, which begins later this hour.
Like
she did say that we are seeing significant growth opportunities across our data center, client, and embedded businesses. I would point out a breakdown of revenues here for the third quarter. Data center revenue of $3.5 billion. The estimate was for $3.48, and gross margins of 54% versus the 53.4%, also above, but we are watching shares down by around 6%. One thing I would point out is its revenue expectations for the fourth quarter of $7.5 billion. That is in line with estimates. Some analysts I know were hoping for a beat there. Morgan?
All right.
Whatever.
Seema, thank you.
All right, if you guys find anything helpful out of the AMD data, let me know. Otherwise, I don't care. AMD has such huge opportunities with AI, and they miss. What the hell are they doing? Seems that everyone's buying. Remember when, I can tell you this, guys, like 2 years ago, it's all about AMD. Everything is AMD. AMD, AMD. Oh, AMD, 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 AMD. Best company. Jim Cramer loves it. Does anybody give a shit about AMD anymore? Anybody? Anybody? I'm going to say no. Let's look at this. I don't know if we have actual earnings for Q3, but look at this, guys. Look at gaming revenue for AMD. Bad. Data center going up. Revenue flat again since Q1 of 2022. Look at this company before that. It was like AMD is the bomb. Nvidia sucks. Intel sucks. AMD is so great. Now it's like AMD. At least AMD is not Intel. At least they're not Intel. They do have great CPUs. I'm running, I don't think I have AMD right now, but I did have like, I don't know, a 12, 16 core or something. They had a great CPU. They just, the driver and the software support for NVIDIA is way better. And then NVIDIA's Blackwell and AI, it's just way better. It's way better. From what I understand with my limited view of NVIDIA and AMD. The 9800X3D is coming out, and it's killer. Yeah, is it killer in software, though? That's the area I always struggle with AMD, is the software support. I think their gaming side is probably a little bit better nowadays than it used to be. But, boy, that revenue doesn't show it. Woof. Not at all. All right, real quickly, I want to jump over to a few news-related things. So if you guys see anything else coming out in regard to earnings, throw it out there, okay? Otherwise, I'm just going to kind of jump through the stuff I have. And I might even call it a little bit early today, guys. I'm not really feeling the going through a bunch of stocks thing. I might go through a couple, but I don't know. I'm not really feeling it. So, all right, let's go in here and look at bookmarks. I do want to go over Tesla real quick. So, Grok, just getting better all the time, right? So Lewis said, I asked Grok and ChatGPT to guess the Wi-Fi password. ChatGPT solved it numerically, while Grok understood that you can break down the integral into two parts. The first is an integral of a odd function over whatever. And the second is the area of a circle. So the depth of thought, it's like ChatGPT was brute force and Grok was incredibly thoughtful. It's just amazing. And again, we're doubling the size of this fleet of GPUs that these guys have in the future. Mario said, breaking leaked docs show FTC targeting Elon's Twitter. So again, anything Elon I'm going to talk about in here. So this isn't great. Justin said, my buddy asked me today why CleanSpark was down, and I sighed and chuckled and then explained to him, lol, so I feel your pain. Dude, I've done that a billion times, Justin. and people, some of the same people ask me all the time. And it's just like, do you listen to me? Tesla, Sawyer Merritt. Let's play this one out because I'm lazy.
News.
Really? That's what we're going to do? That's what you're doing for me, Speechify? Whatever. We'll make this better. I ain't reading all this shit. I'll tell you that. Let me do this again.
News. Tesla has announced a new standardization to reduce the cost and complexity of electronics in the automotive industry and is inviting all device suppliers and vehicle manufacturers to join them in this initiative. Today, EVs typically use overconnections. To simplify this, Tesla has simplified the connectors in its cars so that they use just connectors. Tesla, to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy, we are simplifying the manufacturing process and electrical connectivity requirements for all our vehicles. This includes the implementation of our low-voltage connector standard LVCS, which allows us to reduce the large number of connector types required to just. These device connectors are designed to meet the power and signal requirements for over of typical electrical device applications. This standardization unlocks further operational efficiencies, cost reductions, and manufacturing automation. LVCS expands upon the same 48 volts electronic architecture used for Cybertruck. It meets the requirement for increased spacing for 48 volts operation and is available in industry standard light blue.
I love that Tesla is basically creating the standards for everything for the EV sector.
The 48 volt.
Got to remember, they open patented a bunch of stuff. They basically gave this 48 volt architecture to Ford and these other companies and said, here's how you need to do it, guys.
Architecture is the optimal.
Who does that?
Long-term choice, requiring 1/4 of the current to deliver the same amount of power. Designed to enable reliable autonomous vehicles, it utilizes robust single-wire sealing and independent secondary locking mechanisms while minimizing the package size. Tesla invites all device suppliers and vehicle manufacturers to join us in this initiative. Any questions can be directed to lvcstesla.com.
See that, guys? Tesla's got a small package. Me, Kevin, would love that. All right, Martin, you're funny. You should write a paragraph of why miners are not mooning and have Speechify read it every time you go. I will have Snoop Doggy Dogg, or if I can find David Attenborough, I will have somebody. I would like Morgan Freeman, the voice of God, please. That would be amazing. All right, Sawyer Merritt. Let's read this one. Get my favorite lady in here.
By the end of this year, Elon Musk's companies Tesla and xAI will have brought online roughly $10 billion worth of training compute capacity in 2024 alone. Tesla already deployed and is training ahead of schedule on AI.
Oh, dude, I lost it. Whatever. They're looking to double capacity. Look at these things, guys. This is the nicest pair of racks I have ever seen in my life. Just amazing. I think this is this Dojo? This might be Dojo here. But whatever. This is all beautiful. And again, Tesla's already deployed and it's training ahead of schedule on 29,000 H100 cluster at Giga Texas, and we'll have 50,000 H100 capacity by the end of October and 85,000 H100 equivalent by December. Pictures of Tesla's new Dojo system in New York. Ah, yeah, that was Dojo. This is a big deal. James Earl Jones. Oh, you guys are great. It does sound like Tasha Keeney. I love Tasha Keeney. Her glasses. Every time she gets, the more serious she gets, the bigger her glasses get. I love it. I'm all about it. Elon said, try submitting an X-ray, PET, MRI, or medical images to Grok for analysis. This is still very early stage, but it's already quite accurate and will become extremely good at diagnosing us. of our medical conditions. Like, for real? Sorry, I punched the mic. Yes, dude, those were some nice racks. That's how I get your attention. I got to say stuff like that. I got to, like, shock you. And that's how I keep the 420 people here. Okay? That's how I do it. Tesla Chan said something about numbers doing all right in China. They're not that great, but I also think that they're exporting quite a bit too. And then again, they've got some really great incentive programs out there. So I'm not worried about it, yo. Not worried about it. Let's go back. Did I miss something? Oh, let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. I don't think I did. Got Elon yelling shit at people. Needs to investigate stuff. He's going to leave politics once Trump gets elected. I don't blame him. It's a dirty job, bro. All right. Oh, yeah, PayPal. PayPal had an earnings today. So did SoFi. Got weird. I thought it was pretty good, but they missed revenue. But let's just listen to Alex Chris in the voice of Snoop Dogg. Oh, you know what? We should do that. Okay, we're going to do that. Snoop Dogg's in the house. Snoop Doggy Dogg. All right, we're going to start off with the lady, but I'm going to switch it to Snoop.
We just posted strong.
Just real quick here. Snoop is Snoop. All right, there we go.
Results from a highly productive third quarter, plus 6% revenue FXN on the props. $423 billion in TPs. Transaction margin dollars plus 8%. Non-GAAP EPS plus 22%. Free cash flow of $1.4 billion. Raising 524 guidance for transaction margin dollars and non-GAAP EPS. Monthly active accounts increased across both at PayPal and Venmo, encouraging early adoption of Fastlane with more than 1,000 merchants live. We're making good progress on our strategic transformation and building a foundation for durable, profitable growth into the future. Go team, hash people. Read more.
Hash people. Hash people. Jesse, any thoughts on Neptune Digital Assets? I mean, that sounds pretty expansive. Is Neptune bigger than Uranus? I can't remember. You guys help me out. Ryan R. Haha, I turned around in my chair when I heard it. Definitely not a lord, says laughing my ass off. Payizzle. Palizzle. Can you take a look at bro? Sure. You guys are insane. Neptune Digital Assets. Sure, why the fuck not? Why don't I look at that? Yeah, anyway, PayPal did really good. They did indicate that their interest income would suck in the future. Thank you, Marty Cohen. They indicated that their interest income would suck in the future as rates drop, but that their margins will be going up and offsetting that fairly well. So I still think this is a great company. I bought $25,000 worth of calls. I sold MSTU. What did I sell? Let me go to Discord real quick. Discord's always good for some stuff. You guys are animals in the Discord. I can't believe how much there's already just like people that talk back and forth in it. There's some of you guys that are great. Sold some MSTU, and then I don't know who it is. MB. Somebody was showing admin wife other Discords that they help manage, and she was very impressed. So she's going to be showing them to me, and we might get some additional help in here and trying to manage this a little bit better. And I don't know what, she just said she was impressed. I don't know why. Anyway, so yeah, I sold MSTU. I sold some TLT, about 24,000 worth, I think. I bought PayPal calls down over 30% on the day. I think that actually turned out all right. How much were they down in the end? Let me refresh my screen and take a look. I think that trade was actually a smart one. Did anybody else take that trade? So I'm only down 18% on PayPal. I was up slightly yesterday, so I'm probably down 16% across all my accounts. But if you look here, this was down. It says 895, down 20% on the day. So to put this in perspective, I probably gained back 15% of my loss. Well, no more than that. For this call right here, I mean, this one is toast. The 2025s are done. Only 4,300 left in that. That's a pretty solid loss for $344,000 at 98.77% loss. But this other one, though, again, I'm in the red right now, but I got a feeling this is going to whip around super quick, and I put 24K into it. I think that was a great price, being down 30% on the day. I'm up about 15% now from it, so I think that was a pretty good deal. All in all, said and done. But PayPal, I think PayPal is in great shape. I think it's a good quarter. Again, where did we actually land at the end of the day? Between PayPal and SoFi, which one did better? SoFi was funny. Everybody was all excited. All the SoFi people are like, yeah, SoFi, I'm glad I did this earnings. SoFi's so amazing. And then SoFi just got butchered. So SoFi was down 6.43% on the day. PayPal was only down 3.96. Some irony there, to say the least. Ooh, and Soul Strategies got cheaper. I still don't know what the multiplier for that is. If I ever figure that out, I'll let you know. But, yeah, whatever. Neptune. Somebody wanted to look at Neptune. I don't know what that is, but I'll take a look. I'm probably going to wrap up here soon, too. I just want to get back to life. Neptune Digital Assets. All right, so hopefully this is the one you're talking about. Let's go to estimates. So they're making steady growth in revenue. They had positive EPS recently. Their net income was positive by $2.2 million. Their revenue was $0.47 million. So kind of non-existent. Negative free cash flow. Share dilution. They own a lot of bonds. $8.8 billion in bonds. I don't know what they do, but they don't make a lot of money. And yeah, I don't know why I'd invest in this. The revenue growth is negative 3%. The profit growth was 86%. But that's just confusing because of the fact that it's so wish-washy back and forth from profit to not profit. So I don't know. It doesn't look interesting to me. Bro. Who's the bro here? Nerd Shack. Nerd Shack sounds like a bro. Is that Brown and Brown? Bro? All right. I don't know who this is. What do they do? What is Brown? It sounds so official. Insurance. That makes sense. Insurance brokers. Okay. Insurance for what? MU? I've still got to do a video about MU. It's one of my many things to do. This is a pretty good, this is a steady rate of growth, man. I don't hate the stock. What is it? PE's 25.71, but it's insurance. What kind of insurance? Revenue growth is double digit, 11%. They're still diluting shares. I don't love that. I love the free cash flow. So what was their free cash flow? $479 million. Net income was $234. Revenue 1.18. Seems like a steady Eddie. Do these guys have? I'll just make a copy real quick here. Do these guys have a dividend? They seem like a company that would. Yeah, of course they do. I mean, not a bad company. Again, steady Eddie, right? Why do I call it a steady Eddie? I mean, there are times where it did not fare well. Let's just be clear. So there are times where, what is this, 2022 to March of 2023. So it's not perfect, right? So we had a year of down, sideways chop. Really like 14 months. What the fuck? Roaring Kitty's on here? All right, I got to go back. We got Roaring Kitty in the house. I need to see what's going online. What is happening here? Why are we talking Roaring Kitty?
Dissolved his passive stake in the online pet supply retailer. That's as of September 30th. That's according to an SEC filing. Chewy has been seen as a meme stock in the past, as recently as July when Gill disclosed his stake. Shares are currently taking a leg lower. You can see down about 1.5% right now. Well, after the break, cloud.
So Roaring Kitty is just a pump and dumper now. That's awesome. And not even good companies like GameStop and Chewy. Awesome. Super cool. Hey, Jesse, I don't know if you talked about it. All right, let's go back a little bit. Paul Hoger said, are also looking at MU calls. I will look at that more. I still need to make a video about it, and I'll do that in the video. BGZ, I bought PayPal. My gay pal today. Your gay pal? I bought PayPal, my gay pal today. I don't know what that means, but I'm happy for you, man, and whoever your significant other is. Dario, Jesse, do you buy a new PayPal? What call option? I just bought the January 2026 95 strike. I don't know if that's the best one, though. Run the calculator. Watch my Option 101 video. I posted it earlier in here. AFQ Jordan says, hey, Jesse, I don't know if it was discussed, but do you think CleanSpark will be affected by the new stock offer? I mean, if they dilute the shares, then they're creating a currency, just like what happens with the U.S. dollar when they create a bunch of a currency, you get inflation. So you will devalue the existing currency. That's how it works. But I don't think that matters because they're going to be the largest, one of the most powerful miners. They might not have the most Bitcoin right now, but they're going to be in second place and they're going to be in first place for hash rate. So they've got an admirable position, and people will benefit them for that. They will get bought up. All the miners get bought up, guys. I think you guys overthink the miners too much. Theo, TFB, they hodl some BTC and sold. That's for that Neptune thing or something. I don't know. I just think there's better vehicles. I'd rather be in MicroStrategy. And I don't know, maybe that one Soul Strategy one too. I just don't know enough about it. Tyler H, hey Jesse, just tuning in. Could you look at TMDX if you haven't? Got a big haircut after earnings. Nerdcheck says Dutch bro, lol. Matt, only 4.5 hours of live stream today? Yeah, right. Bacon emoji, yo, fuck yeah, BTC. Is that a good thing for BTC? Let's listen to the roaring pussycat. Is that all we get? Do we?
With a chance of gains. Mike Sancholi takes a look at why a.
So we didn't even get the kitty cat. That's a bummer. Dutch bro. Did you? Oh, you were asking for Dutch bro, not Brown and Company. I like this one better. I don't know about Dutch bros. Maybe you should invest in Brown and Company. $5.41 billion. Bros, not bro. Okay, good to know. A little bit of data. System-wide AUV. I don't even know what that is, but it evidently happens once a year. Company-operated shops revenue. Revenue going up. Net income going up. 12 million. And net income off of 324 in revenue. 62 forward PE is high, but this appears to be a pretty strong growth company. I don't like all the selling. Insider selling seems to be their strength. Institutional ownership's going up. Short interest is at 8%, 8.5%. Estimates are a little bit better, but it's maybe slowing down. With a forward PE of 62, I wouldn't want to see this thing slow down. LRCX. All right. I think I'm done. I didn't get a lot of sleep. I got up at 3 in the morning. I can look at these later tomorrow. I'll try and do a better stream tomorrow. I don't have, so tomorrow is afternoon with Hood, guys, for earnings. So let me just jump. What am I doing? There we go. So tired. So Hood is going to be tomorrow's big earnings play. There's a lot of stuff happening with Hood, or with other companies too, but Hood's the one I care about. It's the one I have almost $200,000 in options in, maybe 200,000. So I want to see it do well. Bacon emoji says time to 20x and pay attention. I like 20x's. Those sound delicious. So anyway, I think I'm done. But I hope you guys got something out of this, and we will talk to you tomorrow morning, probably around, I don't know, 7:30 in the morning, like usual. Let me see, when does the economic data come out tomorrow? Probably should figure that out. Bunch of German data. I'll probably go over this, honestly. Japanese consumer confidence, interesting. 20-year mortgage. So we have data at 6. We have data at 7:30. I'm probably going to I'll do 7 o'clock tomorrow. There's a lot of data coming out. So I'll do 7 o'clock tomorrow. So I'll see you guys then, okay? Otherwise, in the meantime, let's shit on Gary Gensler. See you later.
This clown's trying to take us down. What a guy. Wow, what a guy. Wow, what a guy.
And let me just say,
guess who's
Gary, we're going to miss you in 2 months when you lose your job.
back again.
I'm just
Gary's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? 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 Na 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 na. I've created some guidelines. Cause all of my overlords told me to stop crypto shops. They got bigger. You want help? Well, this is what I'll give you. A little middle finger mixed with the lawsuit. They must have forgot who I am, what I'm up to. Pick up the phone when you call, something I'll not do. I'm shocked that you're just not cooperating. It's obvious you're wrong. Stop debating. Matter of fact, to stop operating. Everybody go back to the job you're hating. Miss Luna, FTX, LCS2. But my only job is protecting you. So the SEC's protecting protecting me. He said, easy, free, please let him be. Gary tried to shut him down, securities, but I feel so empty without these. So try that shit, buy that dick. I mean, this is not advice, don't cry about it. We'll get married to the fat bags we carry. We buy whatever we like, man. Fuck you, Gary. Yeah, this looks like a job for me. I see hucksters, fraudsters, probably they need protecting from the SEC. This shit smells like security. Now this looks like a job for me. I see hucksters, fraudsters, probably they need protecting from the SEC. This shit smells like security.
Frankly, there's too many frauds and scams and too much hype picking the pockets of the American public. Huckster